What's up, internet? Welcome back. I'm your host Asher, and today we're going to be reviewing Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign's newest album, Vultures. Now, man, this one was definitely a rocky one. I'm not gonna lie. I was anticipating it, but I wasn't excited for it. If you guys have been like longtime Kanye fans or just Kanye fans in general, you know how Kanye West is. He takes forever. He always delays his albums, and he never delivers on the time he ever says. Whenever Kanye West says, I'm gonna drop an album on a certain date, expect it to drop like a month or so later, or not drop at all. That's just kind of how Kanye is. You know, that following all the controversy and shit, but like, the numbers don't lie, man. Like, the internet has been a buzz ever since Vultures dropped. I mean, nobody is shut up about it. That's why this review is coming so late. I've given myself enough time to just really resonate with the music. I was listening to it non-stop for the past couple days. It's all I've been listening to, you know what I mean? I've had that album on repeat, and let me tell you, like, that's already a big improvement from Kanye's earlier projects, because as I said, if you're a Kanye fan, you know how it is, you know how it's been. He's been on a decline lately. A bunch of people have been complaining about all his albums, and I for one can't go against public opinion. I get it, you know what I mean? There are a bunch of albums that aren't liked. You know, my sister told me Ye was pretty bad. I kind of liked it, but I'll be honest with you, there's only like one song on Ye that I actually really like. The rest are all skips for me, so I gotta agree there, you know what I mean? Jesus is King. I have Christian roots. I grew up Christian. I'm actually a Christian, even though I, smoke weed and shit, and like curse and watch porn. I'm like the worst Christian ever, but I am Christian. So that being said, when listening to Jesus is King, I actually had a pleasant experience. It was way better than I thought it was going to be, to be honest with you. But is it a necessarily good album? No. Have I gone back to revisit it? No. Does it have replayability? No. I mean, let's be completely honest with you. Kanye West has been on an artistical progression that is definitely weird. You know what I mean? He started off heavy, fucking swinging for the fucking moon. Everybody loves Graduation, late registration, college dropout. Everybody loves the Kanye classics. You know what I mean? You can't beat them. That being said, if we're gonna compare Vultures to all his golden albums, well, yeah, it falls through. It falls short. You can't compare Vultures to Kanye's earlier work. Now, if you compare his album to, Jesus is King and all the, like, Donda, all the stuff that he has been releasing lately, you can see the progression. You can see what it's taken him to get here. It feels like there's two different eras of Ye, you know what I mean? The good era, I feel like it ends kind of like with the life of Pablo. You know what I mean? Everything before that, because I genuinely, that's my favorite Kanye album. I love The Life of Pablo. That shit is goated. No Kanye album will beat that one for me. That's just the album that completely made me love Kanye. That made me a Kanye fan. I always listened to Kanye growing up, but The Life of Pablo really changed the way I listen to Kanye and the way I am a fanatic of his. But after that, it feels like he just completely restarted. Like, he was a completely different person. Like, I don't know, it feels different. It doesn't feel like the same old Ye, and it isn't, you know what I mean? He has changed. He's been through a lot. He's been through the ringer and back. He's been canceled. He's been humiliated. He's been through so much. He even like called out the industry, a couple times. So I definitely do have the respect for Kanye, but it's funny because the internet is very divided. You got one half of people who are just praising the fuck out of Kanye right now. They're like, holy shit, this man is uncancelable. And even he reaffirms that in the track King, which, I mean, you can't really fucking disagree, because here we are talking about Kanye 20 years later, you know what I mean? He's still going strong and people are still streaming him. What I heard is that Ty Dolla $ign actually got like 110 levels of boosted. Like, he used to be like, what, 116th on Spotify, and then apparently, according to this report, he skyrocketed up to like the 6th most searched rapper on the search engine, which is completely fucking insane. That's just the Kanye effect for you. You know what I mean? It's like Taylor Swift. I made that bitch famous. Like, anybody who crosses fucking paths with Ye is gonna get that boost one way or another. Their career is gonna fucking have a bit of a fucking increase, if you know what I mean. That's just Ye, whether you love him or hate him. The man's got star power to this fucking day. So what about the album? What do I think of it? Compared to what Donda was, compared to what Jesus is King was, I feel like this is the next necessary step. I feel like he needed to be here. I feel like all of those other albums before this one were building up to this. Like, this is what Jesus King should have been. This is what Donda should have been, to be completely honest with you. There is progression there. But again, if you compare it to his older works, it feels like a decline more than anything. Like, it was like, oh, college dropout, graduation, all that stuff, all the good stuff, Life of Pablo, and all of a sudden you get fucking Jesus King, Donda, and then all of a sudden this album, you get a little bit of a rise again. So I feel like it's very good. I feel like this is exactly what Ye needed. Modern Ye needed. He needed to be grounded, and I feel like Ty Dolla $ign completely does that. He does it so fucking well, dude. Like, this album could have gone off the rails. This album could have been terrible. If it wasn't for Ty Dolla $ign, I feel like Ty Dolla $ign really cleaned up Ye's act, because his act has been very sloppy as of late. So I feel like a collaboration is definitely what he needed. I mean, like, seriously, Ty Dolla $ign delivered, bro. Shout out Ty Dolla $ign, seriously. Like, I didn't listen to him before this, but, you know, I might consider now listening to him, because holy shit, he carried the fuck out of this album. I'm not saying Ye did bad on the album, but, you know, it's not that watered down crap that we've been receiving from Ye as of late. You know, I'm so glad he did another collaborative work. Sure, it's not as strong as, would say, Kids See Ghosts or Watch the Throne. Out of the 3 collaboration albums I can name off the top of my head from Ye, this is definitely the weakest, for sure. Because, you know what I mean, the Cudi era, you can't beat that. And, you know, him and Jay-Z used to go fucking hard. But, that being said, I mean, I don't know, I feel like Ye would really shine now more if he did more collaborative works as opposed to doing solo projects, because it feels like his recent solo projects are just misses. And, like, that being said, I feel like really the album itself has no progression whatsoever. I know I said compared to Donda and Jesus is King, it feels like it is a progression. But remember what I said. I said compared to Graduation and everything else, it feels like a decline. So it's like, yes, it feels like artistically he had a decline, and now he's starting to get back to where he was. But the album itself has no progression. Every single track blends into one. And look, I get it. It's nice to have an easy listening experience where it just, you listen to an album on one go and you could just do that. It has, I would say, replayability. It does. Compared to Jesus King, compared to Donda, it has replayability, and that's huge. That is very fucking huge. But it feels like all just one continuous beat. There is no change. There is no, like, it's just all too familiar, if you understand what I'm saying. It sounds exactly like those other 2. I keep mentioning them for a reason. It's because it sounds like Jesus is King. It sounds like Donda. And it sounds like what they should have been, sure. But it feels like it's just stagnant. It's a very stagnant album. All the beats sound exactly the same. I'm sorry, they do. And whenever you're making an album, you want to have that progression. You want to make it, like, I don't care how you do it. Whether, you know, you start off slow then you have a rise in the middle and then you drop off, ease the listener off at the end, or whether you start off strong and then you ease off, or you just completely go an album where it's a complete 10 out of 10. And I don't think I've ever reviewed a 10 out of 10 album. I know some, but I haven't gotten to them yet because I've been so busy reviewing all this bullshit, doing my podcasts and all that I have to focus on what's new and what's hot. So I can't really give you a good comparison right now, but I feel like when it comes to other good rap albums, like To Pimp a Butterfly, for example, I never rated that one. Would I give it a 10 out of 10 rating? That's up to debate. I don't really care. That's not what I'm talking about today. To Pimp a Butterfly, it was all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, that album, I feel personally, it felt like it opened my third eye. It completely changed the course of my life. So, music can have that sort of impact, especially when done correctly. Not just lyrically. It's not just the lyricism, but the tone, the instruments, the melodies, that plays the biggest part of all, because 9 times out of 10 people remember a song because of the beats, because of the melody, and not because of the words. Most of the time whenever people recite lyrics to a song, they get it wrong anyways. What's important is your progression. And if every single song on the album sounds exactly the same, then you don't really have an album. You just have one giant fucking song. And that's what it feels like. One elongated song. It feels more like an EP than an LP. You know what I'm saying? It feels that's actually the perfect way to explain it. It feels like an EP. It doesn't feel like an album. Because it's just one note, one tone. That being said though, I feel like the highlight, personally, many people might disagree. I've seen a lot of people disagree with me on this one. But my personal highlight for this album was Back to Me. I loved that track. And, specifically because I have a soft spot for Kevin Smith. If y'all don't know, the whole backtrack of that single is a line from the movie Dogma by Kevin Smith, which is, big titty, beautiful, butt naked women don't fall out of the sky,
Beautiful, naked, big titty women just don't fall out of the sky,
And if you watch that movie, if you watch any Jay and Silent Bob, you're just happy to see. I'm happy to see him in a Ye album. I love seeing Jay and Silent Bob get some love. I grew up watching that shit. I grew up with Jay and Silent Bob. You know what I mean? Clerks, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Clerks 2, Clerks 3, all that shit. I love Kevin Smith. I've been a huge Kevin Smith fan since I was a little kid. You know what I mean? I love stoner comedies. I love all those kinds of movies. So, of course, the track with fucking Jay screaming,
guys like us just don't fall out of the fucking sky,
And big titty, beautiful, butt naked women don't fall out of the sky, I love it. Not only that, but holy shit, Freddie Gibbs went hard. If you don't know this, which you probably have no reason to know this, I am a humongous Freddie Gibbs fan. He's like definitely one of my top 5 favorite fucking rappers of the 2010s. Just one of my modern favorites, Freddie Gibbs. I feel like he's definitely very underappreciated. Even though his name is well known, I feel like people don't give him the credit he deserves. So fucking hearing him finally do a collab with a big name, not that he hasn't, I know he's done a couple albums with like The Alchemist, he's done songs with Mac Miller and Earl Sweatshirt and stuff like that, but seeing him finally collab with Ye, holy fucking shit. Man, this has been a long time coming. It's been overdue, and I fucking love it. I love his verse. I feel like his verse is what goes... That's my favorite part of Back to Me. Freddie Gibbs. So, gotta give credit where credit due. That's one very good track. And honestly, I feel like every single track has replayability. Even though I have stated the album has no progression, I have added every single song to all my playlists. Like, there's really no skip. Personally, for me, there's no skips in this, but I can see how people would skip this album altogether. So, finally, what are my final thoughts? For a Ye album, it's very weak. It is. It just is. You know what I mean? For a Kanye West album, it's weak. But compared to everything else he's done, it's really strong, and it feels like he's finally getting his footing and going back somewhat to who he used to be as an artist. I feel like this is a step in the right direction. I feel like this is where he needed to go with this album. So my final rating for this album is a 5.6 out of 10. It could have been better. It could have been way better. And we waited too long. But, you know, I enjoy it. I've had it on repeat for the last couple of days. So, you know, it is supposedly a part 1. But you know what I mean? So was Kids See Ghosts. We were going to see more Kids See Ghosts. But what the fuck happened to that? It fell off. We were going to get, you know, Yandi at one point. But again, that fell through. So, nothing's ever guaranteed. Nothing's ever sure with Kanye West. But here I am hoping that there is a Vultures Part 2. I hope he does another collaborative work with Ty Dolla $ign. I feel like Ty, again, I feel like he put all the fucking weight on his back and he put Kanye on his shoulders and he's like, we're gonna make a good album and I'm not gonna let you stop me from fucking doing that. So, you know, I have to praise the man that made this album fucking possible. I have to praise the man who, you know, fucking put Ye back in the right direction. Put him in the studio, and it was like, hey, we gotta write some fucking fire. Okay, like, do I think this album delivered? Yes and no. Yeah, just with Ye is very rocky. But I feel like if he continues to recruit Ty Dolla $ign, he could definitely go far. He might even go back to his roots. Maybe, just maybe, we might get a silver age of Ye. We have the golden age, but we need that silver age. We need that bronze age. Right now, I don't know what the fuck age we're on, but it's not it, Chief. But this was a step in the right direction. I hope he can get past the trauma he's seen. Because right now, I feel like artistically, he has these trauma goggles on. And it just stops him from getting back to where he once was. It stops him from getting to that next level. The man has been through a lot. He really has. But I feel like if somebody points him in the right direction, we could have that silver age of Ye. And we could have those fucking badass classics once again. I have faith in Ye. I do. Especially with Ty Dolla $ign. Please, God, please let them do another collaboration, man. I'm begging you, God, please. You know, I would check it out. If I were you, I would check it out. Give it a chance. It might be for you, it might not be for you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it's mid. As a Kanye fan, I just there's that pride preventing me from calling it mid. But if you're not a Kanye fan, you're not gonna really like it that much. You know what I mean? If you haven't put up with the other albums, then you won't be able to put up with this one. But old Kanye fans will kind of have that glimmer of hope. Would be like, maybe he can make another fire ass album. Maybe, just maybe. So that being said, I implore you, please like, comment, and subscribe. You know what I mean? Watch another one of my videos because that helps me out a ton. You know what I mean? That's how the algorithm knows that people like my stuff and it can start pushing my stuff out there. We are on the road to 200 subs, so please, I appreciate every single one of you. If you click that subscribe button, you know, share, just watch my video. You don't even have to share or like or comment. Just as long as you're watching my videos and subscribed, then YouTube will push me out there and get the word out, and you know, the channel can grow and you could grow along with it. So, you know, do all that good YouTube stuff. Dislike it if you dislike it. Thank you so very much for watching. Remember to subscribe to my podcast channel. The link will be down in the description below, so you can never miss out on any of my uploads, because I am constantly uploading. I'm on that YouTube grind. I'm on that YouTube hustle. I'm trying really hard to get to 200, to get, you know, a YouTube partnership, because honestly, that'd be fucking dope. That'd be awesome. You know what I mean? To be able to launch my career. That being said, I appreciate your time. Love you guys so very much. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. I've been your host, Asher. Out.